We have a saying around here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, no brains, no headache.
Mr. Madison, what you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Episode 252, No Brains, No Headache podcast starts right about now. Let's rock today. I'm your host, as always, Jordan Weichel. Happy to be here. Damn glad to do so. Across from me, confidant, fellow comedian, co-host of the show, longtime friend. Some people call him Ongo. Some people call him Applesauce. He's the one I just did the little School of Rock handshake with. It is Matt Cleary.
Thank you for having me.
As always, so glad to have you here. If you guys are still listening / watching after the perhaps one of the lower moments.
Honestly, a rare case where I think we have matching energies right now, or maybe I'm even too energized.
I'm so far this week, I've had 3 cheeseburgers. We're 3 days into the week. You know, it's a 1-to-1 ratio cheeseburger kind of week.
All right,
energy is low, but I'm
with
here.
Where they're from and rank them.
Okay, well, 2 of them were homemade.
Was one better than the other?
When I had the first one, I crisped up the buns a little bit. I made the mistake. I put them in the oven, put it on broil, forgot about it. It's like when you wake up in the middle of the night, it's downpouring. You're like, my car windows are open. I had one of those with the cheeseburger buns in the oven on broil. Holy cow! It was picture perfect. Right on time. Any longer, it would have been Chernobyl up in there, but they actually turned out nice. It was nice and crispy. I want to know what a little trick is with the cheeseburgers. Just a touch of mayo on there.
Dude, that's the thing, okay? It's a UK thing.
Is it?
Riddle me this.
I ate all of mine in America.
Well, that's one thing. But when I was younger, I never heard of mayo on a cheeseburger at all. And there was
Did you ever go to Burger King? BK Lounge?
I don't think I ever got mayo. I think if I went to Burger King, it was give me chicken nuggets and a slushie, and then I'll poop my pants.
Yeah.
But we were with a British dude, and we were at Culver's in Minneapolis.
Okay, now you're speaking my language. Yeah. I wasn't really paying attention there, but you say Culver's, and I'm locked in.
So, and the British guy with us was like, "I'll just do a normal cheeseburger with mayo on it," and I was like, "You're the weirdest human of all time." Now, if I get a burger and I don't add mayo, hindsight, it sounds to me like I'm fat, but it's good.
I mean,
okay, I put on a couple pounds. Okay, whatever.
My name is Jeff.
I don't do the mayo every time. It's kind of like a delicacy. Sometimes you just got to treat yourself a little bit with the mayo.
Also, if a restaurant says they have fry sauce or their specialty sauce, it's just ketchup and mayo.
Yeah, I don't fall for that propaganda.
I do every time.
You don't see me falling for that. I had a whole bowl of popcorn earlier, and sometimes you got to order the side of ranch dressing to dip it in, and then you order a water, and you end up paying the $1 for the side of ranch.
Remember, there was a while ago that I
slapped down $2 and you say, "Let me know what I have coming back."
Yeah. I was making fun of this guy because I was at a comedy show and they were going around ordering beers, and he just goes, "Can I get a club wrap or something?" Or he was like, "Can I get a chicken melt?" And I was like, "That's so weird. Everyone is ordering beers." I did that last week. They're going around. They're like, "What do you want?" Everyone's like, "Busch Light, Coors Light." And I was like, "Can I get a crispy buffalo chicken wrap?"
Order the food before the drink.
Yeah.
Power move. If you want to let your server know that you mean business,
Order food.
straight into the food order, followed by the drink order.
Or even when you're with a large group of people and you all sit down and they're like, "What can I get you started for drinking?" Like, "I think we're ready to order right now."
And it's even more of a power move when nobody is ready to order. It's just you.
You're like, I'll start.
Yeah.
And then you do the simplest order ever, and like, so what do you have? And they're like, I guess we could do some drinks. And I was like, well, put my food in first. It might go for a second round.
I mean, you take some people to some of your favorite spots that they're not very familiar with. You put a rush on the food order. There's a 97.3% chance that they're just going to order whatever you do. And we're a big power move podcast. And I think that's just what you need to do is kind of order for the table.
Oh,
Also, one of my favorites.
I don't know why, like, we're receiving a power move, or it kind of is a power move when you go into a bar. This happened to me like 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
That I walked in, and the person I was meeting, they put down our drink, and they just said, I'll be right back with your Busch Light. I didn't say anything.
You didn't even order one?
No, and they're like, I'll be right back with your Busch Light. I didn't know. I was like, right on.
Yeah. Being on a first name basis at a bar is one thing. Being on a nickname basis where they know your order that's just a whole nother level. And it's hard to achieve such a thing. You ought to be proud of that. If you haven't updated your resume lately, under achievements, I would put down, you know what, I don't even have to order. They know what I'm ordering. I'm a consistent man of his word. And that just is proof right there.
But we're in a small enough town where there was one time after we had like a Sunday watch party, and I got fucking annihilated. And the next day I went and got takeout from a completely different restaurant, different situation. I walked in, same waitress was working there. And I was
from the other place.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, man.
Oh, man.
First thing that says, you got real drunk last night. And I was like, I know. I feel fucking awful right now.
Well, and that's always the thing, too, where, when people are like, well, you got so drunk last night. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought the 16 beers were going to make me sober.
Yeah.
Completely mishap on my part.
And weird. I feel like I had that. I feel like I got drunk last night. You don't need to tell me.
Why did you get so drunk last night? Well, gee, I don't know. Maybe it was the dozens of beverages I shoved down my gullet in record time, and all I had to eat was the pickle from my beer and the popcorn.
And you kept serving me. There's no such... I've rarely seen people get cut off. I mean, myself, probably a couple times. But I remember, like, we had an event, and then the next day we went to clean up the event. And the person there was like, I pride our bartenders in not over-serving anyone ever. And I was like, I was here 9 hours ago. And went up to the bar and put $20 down and said, and he's like, here's 2 shots of Fireball and 16-ounce Busch Light.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, yeah, your bartenders do a real bang-up job.
We take deep pride in not over-serving. And in a matter of hours, you unraveled years of reputation and hard work and dedication. Now that's power right there. I think that's what we're really after.
We haven't even got to housekeeping yet, so we're in another...
we are evolving the show constantly. This was, what was this even?
Pre-housekeeping. That's just when it starts and we start flowing, and I like that.
Let the good times roll. Oh. Is that the words?
I don't know the song. I started humming a different song. I was that's the way I like it.
The boys are back in town. Oh, okay.
That's the way.
I like it.
The boys back in town. Oh, yeah.
All right. Episode 252. Let's get into housekeeping.
Yep.
Now that we're about 10 minutes in, and then we'll get into the show. We'll let you know when that time comes, Matt.
Okay. I'm hitting you with something, and you're going to hate it.
Horrific.
First of all, everyone is on their phone all the time in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say there's no real scientific evidence, maybe there is, that your phone being so close to your junk is bad, like wireless signals or something. So I'm going to make an adult coloring book that they can do on the can called Arts and Crafts.
Nice. Farts and craps? Farts and crafts?
Farts and craps is good. I like that.
Yeah.
You added something to it. See, I needed that. I
don't hate this. I actually kind of like it.
So like, sitting down to take a huge grumper, and you just grab your craft book from behind, and you're like just coloring in, and you're like, all done. I think it would cut down my time of pooping by, I don't want to like understate this, 40 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you could do a crossword puzzle, which is that I thought that was the plan for this week. We're going to push that, but I think that's an excellent idea. Next week.
Yeah.
Can we get a crossword
next week? This
ready?
week's pretty busy for me. Next week, I'm not busy at all. I can print one out.
Okay. Yeah, let's do a crossword puzzle. So
Not that hard.
Well, we're going to make it. Yeah, I want it to. I think last week you said like let's make it like a 5th grade. I'm going to make a quick addendum. Let's just have it be easy, the level of difficulty.
Yeah.
Like I think earlier in the week,
I was looking some up, and they're like, pig makes this meat, and it's like 3 letters. It's like, okay, that's ham. Yeah, and it's like I don't want it to be that easy.
No, but there's some softballs in there.
I mean,
I bet once you get past ham, it's like this is the middle name of the gentleman who gave the Gettysburg Address.
The down one on H is like, this blew up in New Jersey in 1912. It's like Hindenburg, and it's like nailed it. We got a lot of range on this podcast, is what I'm getting at.
I like the adult coloring book idea, though.
I just thought it was good because, I mean, it would cut down on dudes that sit on their phone once they're done with their business. Not a lot's coming out unless you have the after shits.
Yeah.
But then another thing that I have related is architecture has not advanced in this world in the last, 500 years.
I don't know if you're the most versed person to give your take on architecture modern day, but that's the beauty of this country and freedom of speech, Matt. You're welcome to say whatever you want, so I'm here for it.
So build a house, big ass house. And we have 9 bathrooms.
Okay.
How about 1 bathroom with stalls in your house?
Isn't that just home design? Is that architecture?
Yeah, it's kind of architecture, but it's like, okay, we have
I think that's
multiple
just
shower stations. Like, give me a hub that is all the bathrooms and the shower.
Yeah.
In the middle of the house. So like you build this huge house and you're like, oh, where's the bathroom at? It's like, funny you say, there's 6 stalls.
As you just hear a power flush like you can when you're at public places that they don't have doors to the bathrooms, you could hear the toilets flushing every time. It's like, where's the bathroom? It's like, John is actually breaking it in right now. Follow me.
When I was in high school and I'd be at state wrestling, there would be like a bathroom in an arena, so like 25 stalls that no one has access to except for the wrestlers.
Probably for the best.
And
post weigh-in?
Yeah, post weigh-in. But
the moment that peanut butter and jelly hits the tum-tum, you're getting the rum.
But it's like, it's a staging area, so there's never anyone in there except for maybe like one other wrestler, and you go in there and you just hear a fart symphony going on. Some guy just like ruining the bathroom. The thing that I would like to do is go into the stall right next to them.
There's like 12 to choose from.
But I mean, that would be great for like a house. Be like, oh, I'm going to run to the bathroom quick.
Grab a hold of something, bite your lip. We're going to get through this.
Oh, man. Like most of what I think about in architecture and like design of restaurants is like, how about you have
bathroom location?
You have full-length bathroom doors.
Yeah.
Power move.
I'm all for the large showering area.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
I think you need to have kind of separated because you don't want to be like, well, I'm going to go shower with like all my kids. But like if you have like rooms for it. So like you go in there and there's like 6 rooms that are in this bathroom. And plus the thing that made me lead to this was you only have to have like 1 water line.
Yeah.
That's where like we can't have a bathroom. You don't have a water line here. It's like we only have 1 bathroom because we have 1 water line. Saves money.
There you go.
But I also don't know a lot about plumbing or if that's like...
Well, I'm pretty sure you confuse just modern day home design with architecture. That's
kind of the same thing, though.
I think let's look up the definition of architecture as a producer today. I'm going to try my best to not just misspell every single word that we look up. Architecture is the art and science of designing and building structures, particularly those intended for human use and habitation. Okay. It involves planning, designing, and overseeing the construction of buildings and other structures. Man, I'll give it to you.
Yeah, see, I did the first part. The overseeing, I would be like...
But they're aiming for both functionality and aesthetic appeal.
I mean, it's kind of like that design thing. Like Nate Bargatze's like, if they put me back in time, they were like, tell me how to do something and be like, yeah, we're going to have iPhones. It's like, well, how do you do it? And I was like, I don't know. like,
no idea.
Yeah, have you heard of Wi-Fi?
I think we're all architects if you played the game Sims at one point in your life.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, have you ever played it?
I was more of a Sims person, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Roller Coaster Tycoon was great because you could like build a roller coaster and not finish it and be like, it's open to the public. And then be like, everyone keeps dying. And be like, I don't know how to fix this.
Yeah. I feel like I can hear the roar of they have like the audio, the sound clips in that game. I feel like I can hear it right now.
Back when I used to love drugs, I bought this game called Zoo Tycoon, and I had like 3 animals, and I would drive around in a golf cart and just watch my animals.
Yeah.
Hours of entertainment. Like, your hippo is eating right now. And it's like, this is nuts.
Back when you used to like drugs, so yesterday?
Yeah, well, okay.
Earlier today, perhaps? Well, we figured out what architecture was, so I would say episode 252 is off to a hot start. Do we have any more housekeeping?
No, I had another one in there, but I deleted it.
Okay. Let's party.
I want to start solving disputes with academic decathlons, like out of Billy Madison.
Like our opening clip there?
Yes.
What, and are these just any size, any volume?
It could be. I think it has to be like a 7 or higher. If it's 7 or lower, figure it out. It's not that hard.
What do you mean a 7?
Like if it's like, okay, let's say it would be like, all right, well,
like you're trying to take over your dad's hotel company, but you're just kind of a drunk idiot.
Similar to that. That's probably an 8.
Okay.
I was thinking more of like Elon Musk and Trump fighting.
Yeah.
Academic decathlon.
Yeah.
And then if it's on that level, pay-per-view. Would you pay for an academic decathlon of Trump and Elon?
You know, to answer your question plainly, yes, I would. I feel like both of those gentlemen have a lot more better things to do with their time, but like when they built Rome, they let's say they said the Colosseum, let's have the gladiator games.
We're back to architecture.
Just a full circle, and it took about 2 minutes.
Yeah, we are an architectural podcast.
But, they just had the gladiator games just to kind of like celebrate Rome. It's like, well, let's have a decathlon to celebrate 2 powerhouses in America just beefing with each other, I guess.
Well, there's always like the like Drake versus whoever Drake's beefing with at the time. Or like,
it's really nobody specific. It's just a lot of people.
Eminem versus MGK. It's like, cool. You know how we could really figure this out? 10 events.
Yeah.
Some of them athletic, some of them intelligence. Would be so funny because they're both morons.
Yeah, I really want to test people's like true knowledge and intelligence.
Yep.
Yes, you may be a very talented entertainer or athlete for that matter, but I want to see, the full spectrum of it. Decathlon, it covers so many different events. Like, what are the ones in Billy Madison? The ones like they do the race, they do like cooking, they have science, general trivia. There's the one where they're in the lab and he pulls his boot out.
Yeah, that's a science one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think like there could be put 100 things on a wheel and it spins. It's like, okay, these are like 50 in athletics, 50 in this. Spins, you get a random one.
And you're just like, you and your competitor just playing the game of Operation. Something like that.
Dude, it'd be great. Like, they're just sitting there playing like the game of life together, and it's like one of them has like 12 kids, the other one's just zimming through it.
Yeah, or carpentry. You got to build like a very here's a pile of wood, here's all the tools and hardware you need. Here's even a step-by-step instructions on how to build the structure.
Yeah. who gets it done fastest
you, like,
and like
can't.
completion. Oh yeah, it'd be great.
Yeah. I think that would be awesome to watch people like struggle.
It's kind of like,
and that's all I'm going for is to watch people struggle. I don't want them to do well.
yeah. See, like that's the thing too. Like my idea of having the Olympics be, they just do a lottery system, and someone in the U.S. just gets
Hunger Games,
and then you
meets
get 1
Bruce
year
Jenner.
to train. It's like, all right, this accountant from Delaware has to do the high jump. He can't swim, so we're gonna have him do the high jump. He gets a year to train, and then it's just like, well, there goes Daryl, and just like pencil dives in and drowns. Would be way more entertaining.
I think we're just going full on back to Hunger Games concept.
Most of what we do comes back to Hunger Games and
Like, let's
architecture.
pull, if we're just concerned about what all our tax dollars are going to, why don't we spend a large amount of that on pulling just, contributing members of society out of their normal place in life and then make them do something completely different? That's essentially what the Hunger Games is. PETA, and when you guys, if you're a loyal listener, you know how I feel about the Hunger Games, okay? We broke down all 4 goddamn movies. PETA, he could throw a sack of flour like it was nothing, like it was
which translates to the battlefield.
And boom, they said, guess what? You are going to axe murder other people from the country.
How do you feel about killing a 9-year-old?
He was just trying to throw a little bread out in the middle of the muddy water for Jennifer Lawrence so she didn't go starving. Next thing you know, killing children.
God, Jennifer Lawrence.
And you know what I didn't appreciate about
Well, here we go.
is he immediately just became allies with all the other assholes. And I never understood, when J-Law, Katniss Everbeans, is up in the tree and they know she's there and they're just kind of like waiting for her to come down, and then she does the whole bee thing. They went to bed, they took a nap like it was nothing. You think I'm falling asleep around them? I don't think so. I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night, and you're going to wake up with a tomahawk hanging out of your left lung.
Yeah.
And that is as far as I'm going to go on Hunger Games today, because we don't have enough time, okay? This isn't the Hunger Games podcast. If I keep going, it's going to be the Hunger Games podcast, and I don't want that. Okay, I want to stay true to what we have going here on No Brains, No Headache, and that is complete randomness, mindlessly entertaining show.
And architecture.
Okay? We write movie plots. I listened back to last week's episode.
Not great.
There's room for improvement. And, Matt, if we hit it on the head every week, what fun would that be?
It'd suck.
What can you do besides your worst and then improve?
I mean, the fact that we jump from solving disputes by academic decathlons, jumping almost immediately into Hunger Games, just shows this show's range.
I mean, you've already touched on some of my favorite things so far in this episode. Culver's came up rather quickly. And the Hunger Games. Those are 2 buttons you want to press on old Jordy over here.
What if,
and you know you're going to get something good.
What if, they started the Hunger Games, where are we? And, in the middle, all the weapons, there's just a Culver's over in the corner, and they're like...
They got a really good sauce.
Everyone runs towards the weapons. Jordan's, in the drive-thru. He's like, number 2, no cheese.
Yeah, President Snow's paying for this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, make it a large then, and then I want a concrete mixer and make that a large too.
I'm going to be eating inside. That's less chance that I get hit in the head by an arrow.
Yeah. Well, and you're exactly right, Matt. If I knew that, my death was pretty inevitable, it's a pretty good last meal.
Wow. Well, I was thinking about that the other last night. I was folding a bunch of laundry, doing a bunch of stuff, went out, mowed my lawn during this, but I was watching The Accountant 2.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't pause it, and I came back in, thinking I would sit down and, start watching. I watched for, 20 minutes, I have no idea who any of these people are.
Yeah, it's... one of my pet peeves is when you watch a movie of somebody and
they ask
4.5 minutes in, they're like, do these 2 end up getting married? It's like
they already banged.
Can we just, or oh my gosh, who dies in this? It's like, let's just can we just let's watch the movie, please?
Or it'll be 45 minutes in, and it'll be the main character, and they'll be like, "Who's this person?" You're like, "What the?"
Yeah, a couple doozies as of late, but I think solving disputes with academic decathlons, which was our original point, is a wonderful idea.
Yeah, I'd love it.
I mean, maybe we just created like the next form of entertainment.
Divorce settlement, academic decathlon.
I'm all for it. Why not?
It's like, you really want that? He really wants that? Here's a wild idea.
I mean, they did it in the movie, Heavyweights. I mean, that was kind of part of the plan from the get-go. It's not like they just
I'm
came
assuming
up
some
with
of those guys got divorced, yes.
They had Goldberg from the Mighty Ducks shaving a balloon with a straight blade. That is the kind of competitions that I want in this.
I want the moron to go up and look at a picture of the Mona Lisa and go,
share? You Americans are so, what does he say, uneducated or something?
Why is there a British guy at some shitty camp in like Ohio?
Lars?
Yeah, the one British dude that.
Well, he got brought in from Tony Perkis.
No, I'm talking about the kid that's British.
Oh,
It's like his family is
I
spending.
thought you were talking about Lars.
No, Lars is German.
Whatever.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the kid that's British that they're like.
His parents flew him.
Yeah, flew him to a country
across the globe,
which is one
for a summer camp.
Of a fat camp that has been proven in the last 20 years to not work.
And he tries to smuggle candy bars.
Oh, they're just
melted.
He sat on a transatlantic flight. Just thinking that candy bars, like, you could just put them in your briefcase until you get close to the camp.
You ever wondered how they hollowed out the furniture in that cabin to hide their stuff?
I'm wondering
they had
how
a very sophisticated system.
Or the fake stump they just have randomly in the woods that someone puts like Arby's in, and then like 12 hours later they're like, "Oh, sweet Arby's."
You remember the montage scene?
Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
You remember what song is playing?
No.
I want Randy.
Really? Yes, that's a deep cut.
I mean, don't quote me on that, but don't quote anything.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Podcast.
If most of what I say is false.
This is no brains, no headache. People, keep that in mind. We have spent 27 minutes talking about nothing,
which has been pretty entertaining, if I ask myself.
All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Well, as we know, I'm currently residing at the old lake cabin, and I was texting you about this the other day. So I thought we would just recap with our loyal listeners. Let's just say I finally just had one day where I was like, you know what? And I don't know if you ever take a personal day, mental health day, whatever you want to call it.
I want it on the record that I'm extremely jealous of Jordan.
Yeah, I woke up and I laid in bed for a good hour before I even thought about moving out of bed.
I do that sometimes. I show up an hour late for work.
Matt, you wake up at 2:45 a.m., watch a full TV show, a season of a TV show, then go to work.
I watched 6 episodes of The Detroiters this morning.
Before going to work?
Yes. Well, I did melatonin.
You got to quit doing the melatonin.
And I fell asleep immediately, 10 o'clock, and then woke up at 2:45 in what I'm assuming is a swimming pool of sweat.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I guess I could throw on something, and then just intently watched it until 7.
Well, and I did my best version of that, maybe a little bit different times of the day. But then I woke up and it was one of those where I just immediately put on the movie Moneyball. Oh,
great movie.
Such a good film.
One of my go-tos.
And then after Moneyball, it was time for breakfast, which was about 11:45.
Yes.
So I had breakfast. After breakfast, I wanted to wash it all down with some Forrest Gump. Oh. So I put on Shouldn't have brought this up. I just, Jenny. God, I hate her.
Honestly, we could do movie villains.
Yeah, no, I know. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Unconventional movie villains is what we'll do for an Olympics in a couple weeks, maybe.
There's a scene in Forrest Gump. It's during the 60s, obviously, during the hippie revolution, where Homeboy shows up in his little Volkswagen Bug. And he goes, "Does anybody want to go to San Francisco?" And Jenny, that whore, is like, I'll go. And he goes, far out. Hops in the vehicle. Come on, Jenny, you're better than that.
No, she's
Didn't your
not.
grandma, when you moved in with your grandma and from the trailer, didn't she teach you any life lessons? Jenny knew how to expand her mind and live in harmony. Is that what you call a greasy foursome with some heroin addicts?
If I go into a strip club and my ex-girlfriend or friend is up there stripping, I'm going to turn around and walk out after a couple dances.
I mean, and we could really break down
Yeah.
Jenny's mental health status. I don't want to. We don't have time
So
for
after
that.
Forrest Gump, where are you at?
Well, it's one final note on Forrest Gump. We have gone down. I'm having a good time, though.
Yeah, that's fun.
He grabs Jenny from stage and he goes, they were grabbing at you. And she goes, lots of people grab at me. Like she got mad at Forrest. And I just, you know what, I don't appreciate it. And, you know, a premature ejaculation later, and we got Forrest Jr. running around. After Forrest Gump, well, halfway through Forrest Gump, I think I actually stopped real quick to shower, maintain a little bit of hygiene.
You need to keep some sense of normalcy.
But I also had a whole, just a pile of cookies.
Ooh.
I was just eating throughout the day.
Okay.
It's like a chocolate chip, like peanut butter kind of deal. Pretty good stuff. I hopped on one business call for 15 minutes. During said call, cracked a Modelo.
Nice.
It was fantastic. Then after that, I went for a little walk to get some fresh air.
Yep.
You know, all of a sudden it was like about 3, 4 in the afternoon. Windy as hell.
Yeah.
I anticipated that though. Wind calms down. Guess what time it is? Time to go out on the boat. Proceeded to, have several more adult beverages. Came back from the boat, threw on the Cubs game, cheeseburgers for dinner. Halfway through the Cubs game, post cheeseburgers, back out on the boat. Come back, time for a fire. Had a fire.
Great day.
Oh, man. It was awesome. Then I also had my cousins up. Shout out to my cousins. They've been listening. And I had an uncle, or have an uncle, and not past tense. But like similar to you, the family members listen. They drove here from Texas. Apparently, my uncle is enforcing, there's a huge spider! Holy shit! Oh, my God.
I don't think it's real. Oh, it's real!
He's climbing after you. He's coming over here. Get something. Good God. There's paper towels over there, man.
I got a hat. Where does he go?
He's behind the Cubs thing. Oh, God. He's going up the Cubs thing. You don't see him? There he is.
I got him.
Get him. Get him. Holy cow.
Give me the paper towels and a Diet Dr. Pepper. Oh, thank you.
Whoa. I saw something on the wall, and I don't know. I thought it was not a gigantic spider. Holy shit. I'm not even that scared of spiders.
I'm not.
All right. Sorry about that, everybody. That's the cost of doing business. Oh, yeah. Had the cousins up. My uncle, cross-country road trip, just made his whole family listen to the podcast. So appreciate you guys listening.
That counts as 5 listens.
Yeah, thank you. And so we went up to the old basketball court at the lake, and we're like, oh, I did not want to play like 2-on-2. I was like, I don't have it in me.
I got a lot of cheeseburgers in this.
Oh man, I had a belly full of food, and it wasn't time for that. So instead of playing pig, instead of playing horse, we played lake, Lake, and there's 4 of us. We were probably like 0 for 32 to start the game.
I thought you were going to say, instead of playing pig or instead of playing horse, I left.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. That's all I really have to report on. It's been a real killer week.
I'm pretty late to the party on Chat GPT. But I've been starting to write this sitcom where I literally just asked Chat GPT, give me a layout of how to write a sitcom, and it did.
Yeah.
And so I've been filling in characters, their backstory, how old they are, if they're male or female. And it's been so fun.
Yeah. You care to elaborate?
It's about a state that makes laws, a small state where they only have 15 people that make all their laws.
Is there such thing in the United States?
No, there isn't. But like it would be fictional. But then I was like building backstories, like one of them who's like the speaker that does like who's in charge.
He's a dentist that says you got jammed and then has giant chess pieces.
His name's Eugene, but they call him Chip. And the first season ends with him getting a DUI.
Is this North Dakota? Are you sure it's not?
I think it's going to be based in North Dakota just because it's fun. And the second season has him, but he has an ankle monitor on, and they go on a field trip to Mount Rushmore, and he can't go because he can't leave the state.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of, like, little things I've been doing that it's just super fun, and I also love Chat GPT for everything.
Yeah.
I tried to do it for comedy. I was like, write me a comedy set, and I'm like, oh, this sucks.
I've always tried. I have never had AI write a joke for me.
Oh, it's awful. It's like,
I was
at the airport, and then I pooped my pants. Pause for laughter, and it's like, well, maybe.
I don't know. I think there's got to be a little bit of personality and context, and artificial intelligence just kind of.
I mean, it's all about like jokes too of how you deliver them. Like something that shouldn't be funny is going to be funny if someone else does it.
Yeah, I saw just a quick funny joke that I saw. It was from the show Seinfeld, and homeboy says, "Here, have some bacon," and then George says, "No, I'm Jewish," and the guy goes, "Relax, it's free."
That's good.
Is that all you had about ChatGPT?
Yeah, I kind of discovered it about 2 years after it was invented. So, right with the North Dakota Times.
Well, and I was just talking about somebody with artificial intelligence, and it's like constantly evolving. So even what you knew a week ago is just.
There was an article that came out today that it's getting too intelligent, so they were trying to shut it down. And there was one like,
do they send in John Taffer?
Shut it down! But like they tried to turn it off, and it turned itself back on. And I was like, okay, we're in Skynet now.
Oh yeah, it's not great.
I'll be remiss to say that I didn't try to get Chat GPT to do my job.
How'd that go?
Certain aspects. So I draw out like legal descriptions if it's like a square, or like they give like coordinates where you have to go.
So it's a square. There's 4 sides and it has corners.
And so it was an easy one. And I put it into Chat GPT thinking like it's going to draw me this perfect picture, and I can just print that out and go off of it. And it literally drew like up, down through itself, and like looked kind of like a wiener dog balloon animal. Okay. And I was like, maybe it's not time yet.
Yeah.
But I'm biding time for it to do my job for me.
Man, I would tread lightly there, because once you figure out AI can do your job for you, you have replaced yourself. So,
fingers crossed.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
I cannot wait to get fired from my job. It's going to be so fun. I was thinking the other day, I've always kind of just been a radio person, mainly because my 2006 Toyota Highlander doesn't have any sort of other listening options unless I put my phone in the drink holder, and it kind of echoes out of there.
I'm in the same boat.
So I got that going, and then just trying to find basic cable television these days just seems tough. And so I think I kind of like the radio / like TV channels, because in a world of options, of so many options, sometimes it's nice to just kind of, have your options limited or be told. I mean, you ever get to that point where sometimes you're
I just
looking
flip
for
through
something
and
to watch, and
whatever comes on and people are talking, I'm like, cool, this is me. If I listen to the radio, it's always like AM radio.
Yeah.
I'm an AM guy.
For sure. And as you should be. I expect nothing less. But, and that's why I also like, the show Price is Right. Every day, 10 a.m. local time, for an hour before The Young and Restless. That's it. The Young and Restless is always a good time to be like, okay, we need to turn off the television.
Or like, okay, time to take a nap.
Yeah. 11 a.m. rolls around. It's like, ooh, man.
I have been bushed all day.
I am swamped. I better take a breather for 3.5 hours before I hit the water.
Yeah.
But also people, I realize, watching the old Price is Right, people who get on stage and start crying, they need to figure it out.
Yeah. I feel like they had to know that there was some circumstance that they were going to be on stage.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many people that they can choose from. Like, I think you legitimately have like a solid 1% chance. There's like 100 people in their top.
Yeah.
It's a very small studio.
I went through a rabbit hole of YouTube videos of like scandals on
Price is Right scandals.
that, or like other game shows. Like there was
Man, I love those.
there was a dating show guy that ended up killing his contestant,
Oh, never heard about that one.
or he like was a serial killer, and like the girl was like, he's weird, I'm not gonna go out with him. It's like, well, fair. Or the guy that like found out how to, or like memorized every single thing on The Price is Right, like memorized spreadsheets so he knew every exact answer. Like that guy,
Perfect bid.
Yeah, that's
Love
a good
it.
one.
Guy's
There-
weird as hell.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, do you have like a niche game show that like not a lot of people watch that you like?
No, they're all. I mean, there's only so many right now.
There's one that's like Rob Lowe now. I don't know if it's still going, but it's like everyone has their niche category, and it's like they're sitting in this huge thing, and it's kind of like Risk. Like you have to take over others, so you like
Okay.
challenge them to it, and then you go up, and it's literally them standing across, and they show like a picture. It'll be like fruit, and like it'll be like a banana, and then it's like first person to say banana wins. But then it gets like harder and harder, where it goes to like papaya and like fruits you wouldn't know. And that's pretty entertaining. But my favorite one of all time is called 1 vs. 100, hosted by Bob Saget.
Yeah.
And it's a wall of 100 people. Like Ken Jennings from Jeopardy is on there. And the first question's worth $100. So everyone that doesn't get it right, you get $100. So like 2 people get out. And it's usually just some guy that's blind and deaf. And then like it gets like more and more money, and then you get like, you can take the offer if you want, or you can take the wall. And it's
You know what you should watch? Beast Games.
no. I already like listened to enough like podcasts where they like kind of described like the guy that won it. It's like, cool.
What did we come up with earlier? Oh yeah, Decathlon with celebrities.
Yeah, find celebrities.
Mr. Beast is gonna steal that idea.
Yeah, find celebrities that are down enough on their luck to like fight to the death.
Yeah, like Pauly Shore versus
Like if Screech,
one of the Coreys.
yeah, if Screech was still alive and he's fist fighting Corey
Yeah.
from
The Goonies.
Boy Meets World.
Okay.
Or there's always like one. It's like, yeah, I played the younger sibling on Boy Meets World. Now I do a lot of crystal meth.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, do I have a game show
Yeah.
for you?
You ever heard of the No Brains No Headache Decathlon challenge?
Yeah, you might die. Sign
I have
this
to
waiver.
fly you into Bismarck, North Dakota.
You can fly yourself. We're not paying for it.
Well, yeah. Duh.
What's the prize money? $60. I don't know.
You owe us.
Yeah.
An entry fee.
You're gonna get a lot of exposure.
Yeah, the whole decathlon is them just withdrawing from the drugs that they're addicted to.
I mean, I think we're pretty close to Celebrity Big Brother, but better.
Should we? Let's just recreate Survivor, but like go back to the original rules.
You know,
And they're just on the shores of the Missouri River.
we just drop them on a sandbar. It's like you could try to swim, but you'll drown if
Yeah.
you hit the current. Also, you can't go to Mandan. That's illegal.
Episode 2 is just the Army Corps of Engineers just evacuating
Digging
them.
bodies out. We only got 11 of them. One of them might have survived. This isn't Alcatraz. You can find them down in Aberdeen.
But yeah, sometimes I just like being told what I'm going to watch or listen to.
They just came out with a Survivor board game.
Oh, really?
I can't imagine it's any fun, but I kind of want to play it.
Yeah, I've been trying to get into the board games. Fired up some Yahtzee recently.
Yahtzee's classic.
Yeah. What can you do?
Here's a new social media concept I came out with. It's called the injured list. And as we get older, we get hurt a lot. Physically and mentally sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's just, you get 5 words to describe how you're like doing. Like, my ribs are probably broken. I just put that on there. On the IL, give me 3 weeks. So like your friends, they'll reach out and be like, hey, do you want to go golfing? It's like, oh, I can't. Matt's on the injured list for 3 weeks.
I'm depressed for 365 days.
Yeah, Jordan's a maybe.
Kind of as a hard maybe.
Chat went through a divorce. So he wants to go to Vegas.
Yeah, he's down to party.
Like, it would be so great because you could just have like, just running list of people that you're like, well, I wonder what this person's up to. It's like, Matt stubbed his toe earlier today, but I don't want to go like that minute. It needs to be like fairly serious or not. It's like,
Matt is concussed from activities last week in that
a beer concussion.
Nobody knows.
Yeah, no one knows, including himself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my idea because I want it short and sweet. I don't want it like tweets are too long. Facebook's too long. Everything's too long. Everything's video. Maybe we're going to revert back to Word. And it's just like, oh, I wonder what Tanner's up to. It's like, oh, he broke his arm in a motorcycle crash last week. Not going to ask him to hang out anytime soon.
I feel like in high school, I tried to come up with a similar concept, but instead of like figuring out like, okay, where are we going to party or like what are the plans for the weekend, it was essentially just a social network for that. And it turns out it's just a group message.
Yeah. There was a lot of things we did that
flew right over my head.
Do you remember when you had flip phones, you could go in and type the person's number in 10 times, and then you could text them like K, and their phone would just keep vibrating? It was called text bombing someone.
Okay. I don't remember that, but...
Yeah. It only happened to me like once. I didn't have a lot of friends.
Good times.
What else were you saying? High school, something...
Injured list.
Yeah.
Schindler's Fist.
Not a bad name.
Yeah.
Are you on Schindler's Fist?
I'm not. I don't think so, actually. Yeah. Don't quote me on that. Oh, I got a belly full of cheeseburger.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's all I had. Keep it short and sweet this week.
Yeah, this week's going to be short, and that's okay. It's summertime. Get outside and enjoy the nice weather. But what I can tell you is, Matt and I are going to be doing the lake episode in the next couple of weeks. So look for a Monday morning episode drop. Right?
Be a lot of jorts in that one.
Oh, yeah. A lot of beers consumed. May have some surprise guests, but, that's the plan going forward. So, Matt, how can our listeners get more involved in No Brains, No Headache land?
Yeah, keep following us on social media. You guys are doing a great job. We are on every major social media platform.
30K on Instagram. Thanks, guys.
And just past 7K on TikTok. We are flirting with 13K on Facebook.
Whoa.
And if all of our Instagram followers or anyone that listens to this goes over to YouTube and follows us, we'll hit 400 pretty quick. So that's a big number. You can also subscribe,
is a big one.
So it just shows up every time.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. If you watch us on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. But that's all we got for now. So you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening. Up next, we have episode 253.
You're watching Channel 4 News with 5-time Emmy Award-winning anchor Ron Burgundy and Tits McGee.
Good evening, San Diego. I'm Veronica Corningstone. Tits McGee is on vacation.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.